Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. You are watching Nltv Midday News. I'll read the headlines for you now. Sumi Ho in a press release expressed strong emotions by condemning the unfortunate clash that took place between NSCN-U and NSCN-K Nikki Group in Dimapur near KOE camp. The official round of talks, interlocutor A.K. Mishra and NSCN-IM has reportedly failed to break the deadlock. Union government has sought 2 months to further work out modalities. The president of Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee K. Theri mentioned a party with no representation in the NLA to hit out at Chief Minister Nephew Rio. The Dhansiri Power Subdivision GBS Union has urged the state government to resume work on the RCC bridge between ARTC, Shokubi and Fima village in the Akuto region of Dhansiri Para Subdivision Dimapur district, which has been left unfinished. A night super bus en route from Kohima to Imphal has caught fire near Faisama village on Tuesday morning around 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. And now the news in details. Sumi Ho in a press release expressed strong emotions by condemning the unfortunate clash that took place between NSCN-U and NSCN-K Nikki Group in Dimapur near KOE camp. The clash led to the killing of one NSCN-K functionary on the night of October 17. The Sumi Ho also condemned functionaries of different Naga political groups who keeps defecting from one group to another, thereby creating unnecessary misunderstanding among Naga political groups. The Sumi Ho in the press release further requested all the Naga political groups to refrain from creating situations that are detrimental to the peace process and stated that it is against people's desire and wishes. They claimed that it is high time that the Naga political groups heed to call the people for peace and early solution. The official round of talks between interlocutor A.K. Mishra and NSCN-IM has reportedly failed to break the deadlock. According to sources, the union government has sought 2 months to further work out modalities. With this report doing the round, agreement between the Naga groups could be delayed. However, the centre has not closed the door for further discussion on key demands of Naga groups like flag constitution and integration of Naga adjoining areas post-agreement, but the NSCN-IM seems to have no trust in the central government because of the past agreements which were either not implemented or were violated by the centre. With no opposition party left in the Nagaland Legislative Assembly to red flag any wrongdoing, the president of Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee K. Theri mentioned a party with no representation in the NLA to hit out at Chief Minister Nephew Rio, who had reportedly wondered during a recent event whether a constitutionally elected government or the civil society should run the state. In a statement issued on Monday, Theri said that Rio has none but himself to blame for the situation. The NPCC has also dismissed the Chief Minister's justification that the opposition-less United Democratic Alliance was formed for an early Naga solution. The NPCC warned that Rio's successful maneuvering with truckloads of promises and commitments will weigh on him in the days ahead of him. The Dhansiri Power Subdivision GBS Union has urged the staff government to resume work on the RCC bridge between ARTC, Shokuvi and Pimla village in the Aquahuto region of the Hansadi Par subdivision, Dimapur district, which has been left unfinished. DSGBU President P. Dohoy Su in a press release stated that the bridge built by the then RNB minister during the NPF government was the lifeline of 26 villages in the Aquahuto area. Stated that due to the delay in the bridge construction, commuters, particularly school and college students, were experiencing difficulties, and also many patients were experiencing hardships due to a lack of medical facilities. In the light of the foregoing, DSGBU has urged the RNB and PHE ministers to address the problem seriously and resume building the abandoned RCC bridge as soon as possible in the interest of the public. State Nodal Officer for Meteorology and Additional Director, Soil and Water Conservation, KKO Shoe, visited the Indian Meteorological Department on 14th of October for the first time after assuming his responsibility at the Mausam Bhavan, New Delhi. During his visit, he was welcomed by different division heads and discussed various pertinent issues and technologies for the benefit and safety of the state and citizens. During the deliberation, they assured the nodal officers to set up one Doppler radar weather station at Kohima for the entire state, one automatic weather station at Kohima helipad on the pilot project for safety landing and takeoff, and one each agro AWS network including soil moisture and soil temperature sensors in the premises of KVKS to be installed this year at Kifire and Mokokchong. Further, the officials of the IMD pledged to offer more modern technology and other programs in the near future, including early setting up of AWSS in all the officials' helipad at the station. A night super bus en route from Kohima to Imphal was caught on fire near Fesama village on Tuesday morning at around 7 to 7:30 a.m. According to sources, the bus driver stopped near a servicing center to pour water and to cool down the engine as it was heating. As informed, while the driver and the others were trying to cool down the engine, a small spark of fire occurred and turned into a blaze. Following the incident, the fire department was called by the lady who owned the servicing space, and 3 fire brigades rushed to the location and doused the fire. No casualties reported. However, most of the goods were burned down. Further investigations are underway.
इतिया मियाँ ये इधर बस चलाएगा नाइट सफर चलाएगा कला ड्राइवर लोग उठी किने से सर अब ये बस कैसे आग लगे आप बोल दीजिए
सर हम क्योंकि वहाँ एंट्री करके आने के बाद में थोड़ा आगे आने के बाद में थोड़ा धुआं आने के बाद में क्या हुआ पैसेंजर लोगों ने बताया कुछ धुआं आ रहा है ऐसे वाला मैंने क्या किया गाड़ी रुक कर मैंने नीचे में देखा सिलेंडर पाइप फाटा था और उसका शायद होगा बोल के मैंने भी बोला ये सिलेंडर पाइप फाटा है उसका धुआं अंदर गया होगा ये सोचा है मैंने इसके बाद में कुछ नहीं होगा बोल के थोड़ा आगे आया आने के बाद में थोड़ा धुआं ज़्यादा निकलने के बाद में क्या किया ये यहाँ रुक कर मैं वो शीशा तोड़ के पानी लगा दिया पानी मारने शुरू कर दिया मतलब हम 2-3 आदमी ने किया करने के बाद में बिल्कुल नहीं सकने के बाद में जो सर्विसिंग जो गाड़ी धुलाई कर रहा है वो लड़का साथी जो उसने मतलब फायर ब्रिगेड को फ़ोन करने के बाद में साहब लोग आने के बाद में सब सामान निकाल के साहब लोग ने बहुत मदद किया बहुत मतलब जलने से पूरा गाड़ी जलने से उसने बचा दिया बस इतने ही हम लोग को कुछ मालूम नहीं
कैसे हुआ आपको मालूम नहीं
कुछ मालूम नहीं
আমি নিতে এৰি উঠি আছে এতিয়া ইনভেষ্টিগেশ্যনছ kan চলি আছে আমি নিতে ড্ৰাইভাৰ লগা কথাটো শুনি লৈছে আৰু এতিয়া এৰি কিনা হৈছে তন সপি প্ৰেছ ৰিলিজ কাৰণে আমি এইটো ফায়াৰ ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট লাহাৰ পৰা ৰখি ল'ব এইটো ৰিপৰ্ট ল'লে কাৰণে আমি কেমেৰা পাৰ্চন কেভিলিলে মেথা লৰে আমি মহাত্ম জিন পঙেনৰ Nltv নাগালেণ্ড টিভি কাৰণে
Bitter political sparring in Karnataka ahead of 2 by-polls touched a new low on Monday as the Congress attacked Prime Minister Narendra Modi as Angutha Chap or illiterate. The Karnataka Congress tweeted in Kannada that said that Congress built schools but Modi never went to study. Congress even set up schemes for adults to learn. Modi didn't learn there too, as stated in the tweet. This comment was called out by many as a personal attack on the Prime Minister. The BJP's Karnataka spokesperson Malavika Avinash said only the Congress could stoop so low. State Congress spokesperson Lavanya Balal admitted that the tone of the tweet was unfortunate and said there would be an inquiry, but she said she saw no reason to retract it or apologize for it. On 16th of October 2021, the DC of Mon, Thavasilan K. IAS handed over a letter intimating the sanction of Rs 50 lakh under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package insurance scheme for health workers fighting COVID-19 to the family members of the healthcare workers who succumbed to COVID-19. The scheme provides a comprehensive personal cover of Rs 50 lakh to all healthcare providers, including community health workers and private health workers, drafted by the government for the care of COVID-19 patients and for those who may have come in direct contact of COVID-19 patients and were at risk of being infected by COVID-19. The Assam police have sounded an alert over possible terrorist strikes by Pakistan's inter-service intelligence and terror outfit Al-Qaeda over alleged persecution of Muslims in the state. A circular issued by the Assistant Inspector General of Police Law and Order on Saturday said the alert has been issued following reports received from the special branch of the state police. The circular said that ISI is planning to target individuals including Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh cadres and army areas in Assam and other places in India. They also further stated that there is a threat from global terror outfits to indulge in spectacular action by resorting to explosion of bombs, IEDs in places of mass gathering, mass transport, religious places, etc. Given the input, the state's entire police machinery has been asked to take preventive and precautionary measures to thwart any evil design by global terror outfits and fundamental radical elements. Chief Minister Nephew Rio, on the occasion of Eid Milad-ul-Nabi, the birthday of Prophet Muhammad, extended best wishes to those who are celebrating. In a tweet, Rio expressed hope that the joyous occasion brings abundance of happiness and blessings to the team and their loved ones. The Joint Military Exercise Youth Abhyas 2021 was held at Joint Base Ellenroth Richardson in Alaska by the Indian and US militaries. The 14-day bilateral exercise is intended to allow the two military to share information, ideas and concepts. Notably, the exercise aims at enhancing understanding, cooperation and interoperability between the two armies. The 1st Squadron Airborne of the 40th Cavalry Regiment, U.S. Army, is among the U.S. troops participating in exercise Yudhabhyas 2021, while the Indian presence is presented by 7th Madras Infantry Battalion Group. A customer of food delivery Zomato has alleged that he was called a liar for not knowing Hindi. The man said a Zomato executive asked him to learn Hindi as it is the national language. Vikas, the aggrieved customer, took to his Twitter handle and shared screenshots of the conversation he had with the executive. Through the screenshots, it can be noticed that Vikas was encountering issues with the order. The Zomato chat support executive tells the customer that they have spoken to the restaurant 5 times, but there is a language barrier. To this, the customer replied that it is none of his concern. After being told that Zomato is trying to resolve his concern, Vikas demands a refund and said that if Zomato is available in Tamil Nadu, they should have hired people who understand the language. So it is very common that everybody should know Hindi a little. Vikas's post went viral soon after it was posted and people slammed the Zomato executive for insensitivity and demanded strict action. Zomato Care tweeted the incident was unacceptable. Later, the handle replied to Vikas's demand for a public apology. Ravindra Munita Kazagam MP Senthil Kumar shared Vikas's tweet on his handle and demanded accountability from Zomato. The Indian Army has gunned down 6 terrorists belonging to Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba in the ongoing encounter in the thick jungles of Rajouri sector, with efforts to neutralize the remaining 3 to 4 Islamic jihadists by the 16 Corps troops. After the Indian Army lost 9 men in the engaging the terrorists in Rajouri jungles, Chief of Defence Staff (CDS) General Bipin Rawat visited the area on October 16 to hold discussions with the local commanders handling the ongoing counter-terrorist operations. It is understood that the Indian Army commanders were told to wait or tire out the terrorists in deliberate operations rather than proactively engaging them on their terms. According to South Bloc, as many as 9 to 10 LET terrorists infiltrated from Pakistan towards the jungle between Rajouri-Poonch district borders in the past 2 to 3 months, while many infiltrations bid were foiled on the LOC and along the fence. The Pakistan terrorists were buoyed with success in Afghanistan, and to that extent the terror surge was anticipated by the Indian Army and the security agencies. A 38-year-old lawyer was shot in the head and killed at the Shahjahanpur District Court in Uttar Pradesh on Monday. The chilling murder occurred in the afternoon that has led to the arrest of a suspect. According to police, Advocate Bhupendra Singh of Jalalabad Tehsil had gone to a third-floor office in the district court to meet a clerk in connection with some case when a gunshot was heard and he was found dead. A country-made pistol was spotted near the body. While no suspect was found in the area, leading the police to say they were figuring out if it was a murder or suicide. Lawyers at the complex launched a strike demanding the arrest of the accused. Hours later, the police claimed the case had been solved and an accused had been arrested. Senior Uttar Pradesh police officer Prashant Kumar said that the case has been worked out on the basis of CCTV footage. An advocate has been arrested. The officer said that he also accepted the crime. Old enmity is the cause of the crime as stated.
ये कथन था कि वो चूँकि इतने दिमागी रूप से परेशान थे कि वो उन्होंने तय कर लिया था कि ये घटना वो करेंगे ही, और उसके बाद फिर शायद हो सकता है कि बचने के इरादे से वो अपने बस्ते पर आकर बैठ गए। क्योंकि इनके जो परिजन हैं उन्होंने तहरीर दी थी, इसमें नामजद थे ये, तो उनको पूछताछ के लिए लाना था। नियमानुसार उनको पूछताछ के लिए लाया गया कचहरी परिसर से, और जब लाया गया तो ये जब ब्लड स्टेन मिला तो ये बहुत क्लिंचिंग एक साइंटिफिक एविडेंस है, जिसके आधार पे उनसे पूछताछ हुई तो उन्होंने इस घटना को किया जाना स्वीकार किया।
This is Gargedeka signing off. Keep watching Nagaland TV.